we're back.
On the road again. And looky what we have here. We're on the east side of the Sierra Nevada mountains here in California along Highway 395. Currently in the beautiful scenic town of Pearsonville. The hubcap capital of the world. Of course, there's no hubcaps to see at the moment. I believe at one time the world's largest collection, or pretty close, of hubcaps was here in Pearsonville on display, but then was sold off pretty recently. However, this old semi-abandoned town is not without its charms. Look at this local park. It is the most random thing ever to find a little park like this with a little playground and absolutely nobody around. Come to think of it, this is probably one of the only playgrounds open in the whole state right now. During the pandemic, most playgrounds are all roped off, caution tape around them. But not here in Pearsonville. Here you can socially distance and enjoy the playground equipment. Pretty nice weather too. It's only about 100 degrees outside. Dude, look at this thing. How long has it been since you've seen one of these? Oh, I miss old school metallic playground equipment. Sitting in the scorching hot sun, burning your flesh. Speaking of things you haven't seen in a while, take a look at Grimace here. That is awesome. How do we get some playground equipment for our park in Pearsonville? We'll just hit up McDonald's. Yeah, Grimace! We're shaking Grimace! Yeah! Whoa, won't stop! Ooh, old school. Ooh, I said I wanted to get out of the house and shake loose. I just didn't think it would happen so quickly. Uh-oh, Allie saw the swing set. But look what I found. Look at the miniature cars and the airplane. Oh, and those old school metal horses. I have burned my thighs on many of these in my time. Hi-oh, Silver! Away! Nice to know I still have my, riding skills. I think I'm a better pilot, though. Oh, that is a snug fit. You okay, y'all? Strapped in? Yep. Tray tables and seat backs up in their upright position. Whoa! Oh, yeah. Oh, this is really fun. Oh, that was an enjoyable ride. Oh, that was a groin breaker. All right, while this little gal enjoys the swing set, I want to show you a much bigger gal. In fact, the biggest gal in town. Pearsonville's impressive hubcap collection may be missing in action for the moment, but the Uniroyal gal still stands tall. Just look at her. Would you look at the size of that woman? Oh. She's gargantuan. What are you doing?
She's got underwear.
Oh, okay, good. That's a good thing to know. The Uniroyal gals like this used to stand in front of the Uniroyal gas stations, beckoning customers in with their good looks and their long legs and their hair and whatnot. You can just picture the board meeting, like, how do we get lonely truckers to stop at our gas station? We'll put a big lady out front. Anyway, there she stands. And not only does she stand out here in the sun all day, waving to passersby on 395, but she's doing it in heels as well. Now, as you might have imagined, Pearsonville is not our final destination, not even close. We actually have probably 5 more hours to drive. But I've stopped here so many times and never filmed it because I'm always thinking, yeah, I gotta spend some serious time exploring the area, which I still intend to do, but come on, we had to say hello to our big gal. Oh yeah, so many cool old school buildings with old faded hand-painted signs on them. Oh dude, and the auto wrecking yard full of vintage cars. Dude, and then look at this. Across the highway is a new Pearsonville attraction, or, well, relatively new. The Golden Cactus Ghost Town Museum. Of course, the way things are during the pandemic, right at the moment, all museums happen to be closed, but there's something very special back there I have to point out. Something awesome that we will 100% come back and see up close. Look at this. Way back there next to that building that says Antiques. That, my friends, is seldom seen slim, as in old school Knott's Berry Farm. That old prospector statue with his mule made out of concrete by sculptor Claude Bell. I don't think Knott's Berry Farm has had one in forever, but there used to be one out at the Wheel Inn by the Cabazon dinosaurs, you know, the giant peewee dinosaurs. There's also a couple out at Calico Ghost Town, but anyway, the Wheel Inn one went missing years and years ago, and I really wonder if that could could be it. Oh man, vintage cars, old school, western buildings. Seldom seen slim. Oh, the day I hear this reopens, I am coming back. At the moment though, Allie and I are headed far to the north to a promised land that is supposedly open. And we'll make some more stops along the way, but it's still a long drive, so I guess we better get moving. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Life I love is sitting next to Allie, my friend. Doing the things with driving on the road again. Oh, I spy some teepees. I really do have to spend some more time up here. Preferably though, when it's not over 100 degrees. It's so hot out here that Allie is kind of refusing to get out of the car anymore. She says she can see it from there, but I like to get up close and personal. Derek from Golden West Sign Arts is always talking about this building. I too have always noticed this going by, how cool it is. Imagine this old place all restored with bright new hand lettering, a new wooden porch. Looks like it definitely needs a lot of work. A lot of places along Highway 395 do. But dang, a place like this turned into some kind of roadside attraction would be pretty cool. See, just like Route 66, these old highways all over the country have got all kinds of awesome vintage stuff, old gas stations, cheap properties. They just need more quirky roadside attractions that are current, modern, kept up. And then who knows, with the power of social media, maybe we could revive some of these old routes for travelers like us. Whoa, dude, look at that back up there. That is the one downside of old school highways, especially when they're 2 lanes like this. Just a little bit of road construction can do a lot of bit of delaying. Holy moly. Well, at least people have an excuse to stop and get some fresh jerky out here. That's the biggest cow since everybody's mother-in-law. Don't have a cow, man. I always forget just how beautiful the eastern Sierras are, especially when there's snow on them. Of course, there's no snow at the moment, none I can see anyway. They are gorgeous. Whoa, whoa, look at this. Do you know what this building is right next to us? That is where they make crystal geyser water. Look at that. Or where they get it. I guess you don't make water, right? You get it. You get it from the ground, or how do you get water? Oh, probably some explorers found a faucet out here and they just turned it on. No problem. You would never know this little spot is the home of crystal geyser. I love crystal geyser. I think we have some crystal geyser here in the... Oh. Well, that's a little embarrassing. Don't tell the guys at the factory. Whoa. Oh yeah, now look, there's a sign on this building. Crystal Geyser! Natural spring water! But wait a minute, it's summer now. It's crazy that just, you know, tens of yards away are these old abandoned houses. I mean, something like this looks like it's been empty for 100 years. But if you look a little closer, you'll see a fairly modern AC unit on top of this old place. That must have been a heck of a day living in this old house right here. Oh, actually, look, it's a cafe. All right, well, working in this old cafe and finally getting that modern air conditioner, but it just wasn't enough to keep the place open. This clearly is where they kept the napkins. Wow, look at this. Looks more like a house. You never can tell, though. So many little cafes and that style from the early days of U.S. highways. Everything from motels, campgrounds, gas stations, gift shops, cafes, all look like little cottages or houses. Gosh, it would be so cool to have some kind of little roadside stop, rock shop, something like that here. I'm a pretty satisfied, pretty happy guy. You know, other than maybe owning a house, I pretty much living my dreams, loving life. But I would love to be rich precisely for things like this, you know, to be able to restore stuff like this. It'd be pretty cool to have the freedom to invest in some small communities across America like this and revive some of the old highways. Well, I guess we do our part to help with the show. But someday it would be pretty awesome to own some kind of roadside attraction. Look at this little motel here and the Big Jerky Orange, as some people have called it. This very strange structure, painted bright orange in later years. It used to sell beef jerky, and now it looks like it's for sale. This place always reminds me of SpongeBob's house. It would be really cool if somebody picked this bad boy up, turned it into a full-on pineapple under the sea, maybe built Squidward's house next door, right there. I mean, I'm sure Nickelodeon probably wouldn't like it, but Gary probably would. All right, I really want to stop at every little abandoned spot, every weird location on 395. I mean, there's another abandoned building right there. There are historic ranches, filming locations, all kinds of stuff up my favorite valley. Oh, okay, every valley is my favorite valley, but I'm gonna save it. I'm more determined now than ever to do a whole 395 trip as soon as the weather gets a little bit better. For now though, we've got a long, still really long, slow drive to make up through the rest of the Owens River Valley or whatever it's called over here, up along Highway 395 and eventually up and out of California. You won't even need to make a rest stop. Actually, I lied because we have to get some gas. Look at this. Allie is spellbound by every bookstore she sees. She has to go into every bookstore, even though she can't read. Look at this, Bishop, California. Such a pretty town. Awesome. Dude, look at the movie theater. That is so cool.
I want to live here.
Except for it's 102 degrees. Do you still want to live here?
No.
They have a McDonald's. Oh, this stupid Amazon truck is in my way. But look, a giant bowling pin on a car. See, there's great stuff to see everywhere. Oh, and look at this, Schatz Roadhouse. Schatz Roadhouse. Would you eat at a place called Schatz Roadhouse? I didn't think so either.
They have a Kmart.
Oh, the world's last Kmart. More impressive than the world's last Kmart is this, just 5 miles outside of Bishop, the Laws Railroad Museum. They've got old trains in here, old historic buildings, beautiful, breathtaking mountain scenery. Boy, my air conditioner's really working overtime. Unfortunately, the Laws Museum, like pretty much every other museum in the state of California, is closed. Which is really too bad. I have always wanted to come out here though, so we thought it was worth it just to drive by and sort of take a peek. I knew I would be impressed by whatever I found. I mean, after all, as you all know, I am kind of easily impressed. What I didn't know is how impressed Allie was gonna be. She jumped out of the car like, oh cute, I wanna take a pic. I was like, oh yeah, the train? She's like, no, the grass. The grass? Yeah, this is awesome. Look at that depot right there. The old train. All these old houses and buildings. And yes, even, I guess, the grass. Why is the grass so exciting?
It's green.
Yes, but all grass is green, Allie.
I don't know what you want me to say. It's just pretty.
I guess you're right. It is pretty. Actually, kind of a nice change from all of the dry lava rock and stuff out there in the valley. Definitely adding this to my list of places to come back and get crazy on. Oh, look at that. Some of the world's smallest clouds. It's weird because I've been hearing about this museum for years and years as I would travel around, but I've never actually seen it before. I gotta admit, everybody was right. I definitely would like it. Unfortunately, if we want to visit anything that's open, it seems we're going to have to go up and away and leave the state of California behind. So it's a very good thing we're headed for Nevada. Or should I say Nevada? What do you think, Nevada or Nevada? Nevada? Dude, now they're both sounding wrong to me. What if you found out that Nevada is supposed to be, and only supposed to be pronounced Nevada, and you've been saying it wrong your entire life?
That'd be weird.
Well, I found out something pretty darn similar. Just beyond these beautiful scenic mountains is a geological and geographical wonder that I have been to many times before and filmed. I am speaking, of course, about the one and only Mono Lake. Look at this. Incredible, strange tufa formations. Weird, slippery water that is saltier than the ocean and contains sodium bicarbonate, I believe. Baking soda. A lake so crusty and weird and strange, it's covered this tree with a snow-like layer of salt, and nothing lives in here but these weird worms and the resulting flies.
So gross.
Birds use the tufa and the islands out there for nesting. The worms and flies use it for their home. And that's about it. It does smell pretty strange. Oh, anyways, almost forgot the whole point of stopping here. Mono Lake here, which I've called it Mono Lake my entire life, M-O-N-O, is actually Mono Lake. Mono. Not only did the last time I filmed it, which was, I don't know, 5 years ago or something, people were correcting me. It's pronounced mono, because they were spelling it mono. In my brain, it's mono, like, you know, when you get sick. But then, for years after filming the video, I would run into people who were like, by the way, just so you know, it's mono. I thought they must be totally wrong. But it turns out they were right. It's Mono Lake. Mono. It would be like if I suddenly found out that your name was pronounced Alili. Oh yeah, look at those little clumps of flies. Look at them down there, clumping around the strange, slippery, gross, salty mineral water. So what do you think, Allie? You think this is it? Mono Lake honeymoon?
Oh, no.
Yeah, we can put some cots here. We don't even need a tent. Just the flies will just come and we'll just be one with the flies.
Ew.
I could be Lord of the Flies.
No.
No? Well, the water smells ugly, tastes ugly, and the flies look awful ugly. But the rest of this place actually looks fantastically beautiful today. What a strange colored lake. Got like that gross mustard color and then some weird foam. Clusters of black flies and then this weird greenish tint. All under the beautiful domes of the Eastern Sierras. Definitely a trippy place, and the tufa looks pretty awesome also. You geologists out there could correct me, but I believe it's the same basic stuff as the Trona Pinnacles where we went camping, you know, right before all the lockdowns and stuff. There are some big old horseflies out here and some loud, almost dragonfly type things, and of course a few bees. And Allie is really, I'm surprised the shirt isn't up over your head actually already. See, aren't you glad I told you to wear the long sleeve shirt? You'd feel a little safer. What's the matter?
I don't like that sound.
You're breathing so heavy. You're okay, you're okay. Don't worry, this is our last stop in California. We are going to make our way back to the car now, rip past some of my old stomping grounds like Bodie and Bridgeport, through the scenery of far eastern California and into Nevada. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I needed to stretch so bad. We are now officially in Carson City, Nevada, but of course we're not at our final destination yet. We're just making a quick pit stop at the Walmart for some essential supplies. Masks on for safety, Allison. Oh yeah, essentials. Deli Max chicken taquitos. Usually very gluten-free. A little salsa con queso to dip them in. Allie got herself a nice lean cuisine. She doesn't really need it. She's already pretty darn lean. I got this sweet gluten-free shepherd's pie. I stole it from her. She's a shepherd. Have to eat gluten-free like me. The Walmart stroganoff, like hamburger helper, is so good. Oh, so good. This is the bomb, especially if you put Cajun seasoning or something on it, or salt or whatever. It's pretty darn good. I'm not even kidding. We're not cooking that in the hotel. That's just to bring home because our Walmart's not very good. And it was easy to get in this one. Look, no one's around. I would have the whole ladies' intimate section all to myself. All right, and now, as the sun begins to go down over the beautiful Carson City Walmart, one final leg of the journey to complete. We've almost done our duty, and then, at the end of today's journey, you'll see where our next adventure will unfold. Ah, this is such a fun drive. I am so glad there's still a little bit of light. I thought I was gonna have to do this in the dark. If you saw the last video I uploaded, you know I've been through just some weird mental stress lately, so I'm trying to shake it out, get back to myself, feel like my old self again. So I'm heading back to some of my old haunts, some of my favorite stomping grounds. Back up the mountains, back to the old west. To that sweet old school mining town, to that one-time home of my favorite author, Mark Twain. We're back in Virginia City, Nevada. Old Virginia, the Comstock Lode, the big bonanza. I'm very excited to be here. I am very excited to look around, see what's changed, refresh my memory, get all excited about my old favorite old western town. But we've been driving for 12 and a half hours. Our hotel is just down there. I'll show it to you in the next episode when we get to explore the old west. For now, though, I don't know about you, Allie, but I think we've done our duty. It's time to hotel and sleep well. See you real soon. I guess it pays to go someplace when nobody's traveling, because I paid like $90 or something for the room. It was cheap. It might have been even cheaper than that, actually. It was very low money, and I'll show you more in the next thing like I promised. But I didn't know. Look at the size of it! Alright, 12 hours of driving. Need some sleep. See you later.
Next time on Random Land.
Ooh, I just remembered I was going to remind you guys about something, but I don't want to do it over the graves of dead babies. Oh, we get to go see inside the North Haunted.
You're not crazy. All I wanted was a Pepsi.
I can't. This is a huge mistake. I can't.
Uh-oh.